What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shire Fantasy Battle Report's got another battle report for you today. It's the ETC Bassero 2022 Italy, guys. What is going on? Woo! Guys, I'm getting through this. But honestly, just to be honest with you guys, I'm going to a tournament this weekend in Canada. So I really wanted to get you guys the Poland game. I have two more games after Finland. Finland is today. I have two more. I have Poland and Norway. Both of those games are great games. Both of those stories are great stories. And that's about it for my ETC coverage, but I wanted to get it to you before I went to Canada, so that way it's more fresh in the mind and I don't have a backlog of more games to get you. But honestly, it's going to just have to wait. It's just going to have to wait. And you guys, for those of you, it's more content. Just a lot more content coming up. I actually do got a couple games against Evil Ash, my friend. He came by over to the Dice Dojo, and we ended up getting a couple games. So you guys have these games at the ETC. You'll see a couple games between Evil Ash, and then that's about it for all my games that I got in person until the Ford City Fracas, or Ford City, whatever it's called. Anyways, guys, let's go over what we have here today. Let's go over this game with Finland. Let's go over what's going on. So, first off, we're at lunch, okay? We had ordered McDonald's, and we were teased about this McDonald's, by the way, by one of our teammates on a podcast on Twitch. But honestly, the shit was cheap. It was super cheap compared to what we've been spending the previous days and eating around. And at this point, this is like my, I don't know, fourth day at ETC, ESC. So, man, if I could cut some money here, whew, please, by all means, let me just do it. Anyways, guys, so we're playing against Finland, and as we're sitting at lunch, we're looking at what matches we're gonna do. All right, and if you guys have been keeping up, round one we played Slovenia. We got a huge win. It catapulted us to first place. Second game we got a small loss against Sweden. Such a small loss, but at the same time, other teams got big wins, 2 in a row, and we ended up dropping in the rankings to I think 10th or something like that. Then we played Ukraine, and we also got a small loss there. So 2 small losses actually cost us pretty big on the boards. I think we're at you'll see what rank. I think we're at 14th, 15th, somewhere around there, or 12th. But Ukraine beating us knocked us down. We're actually playing Finland. First time ever playing Finland. First time ever playing Slovenia. It was first time ever playing Sweden. So that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool that we got 3 new teams. We have played Ukraine a couple times already. But playing Finland, I've never met these guys. I've never met my opponent. Never met anybody. We're going over the list. And the previous games that we lost, I feel like I lost control of who to drop first. I lost control. Like Slovenia, I had it in on lockdown. I had it in lockdown. If they drop this person, we drop this person. If they drop this person, we drop this person. And there was counters everywhere. So in Finland, it was one of those games that I just decided I'm going to try to take this back and understand who I'm going to drop first. Now, the first person I do drop is actually Charlie. And Charlie was the safest person to drop. He had literally green matches across the table. He had 1 yellow match, and we honestly contemplated, even if he gets the yellow match, it's not bad because that yellow match is red for everybody else. So we go ahead and we drop Charlie with the potential of just saving him from vampires. Vampires was the red match, by the way. We do have a couple counters. Neil is a huge counter to vampires. He's been proving it that he could handle that close combat army. Gonzalo's a good counter. Orco's a good counter. Jorge's a good counter. But we dropped Charlie, and Charlie, I'm going to be honest with you, this game kind of goes, I don't have pictures of the cards, the deployments, or not the deployment, sorry, the processing. So I know we dropped Charlie. Charlie ended up getting Empire, okay? Now, this is a good one to grab for Charlie. It takes off a red off of Jesse. It takes off a couple yellows on other players on our team. So it was a good one for Charlie to get. As for them, they ended up dropping their Vampire Coven, and when they dropped their Vampire Coven, we ended up giving them Neil, and I think probably Gonzalo or Jorge. It looks like, so Vampire, yeah, it went to Neil. All right, that's what I thought. All right, so yes, it's just because the paper they wrote on is really hard for me to read. So Neil ended up getting Vampire Coven. Our next drop was me. Vampire was off the table. There's one horrible match for me, but everybody else was kind of a decent match. So I actually dropped myself. They ended up giving me Highborn Elves, and I don't really remember who the other person was. I think the other one might have been KOE or it might have been Warriors. I know Highborn Elves is a good army for me to play, especially with Pyromancy, especially with bow shots, especially, like, I have a good time against Highborn Elves. So I ended up taking the Highborn Elves. They ended up dropping off Dread Elves. We ended up dropping, it looks like, Euron. And Euron had a good one, and we already had that. So I think it was probably Euron and Orko. Or, yeah, I think it was Euron and Orko. And they ended up tossing Orko back, giving us Euron. Okay. Next one out, we ended up throwing up Gonzalo. And again, Gonzalo is same thing. He has a bad match against Demon Legions, but as long as we avoid the Demon Legions, it's really following the same pattern here because we had a decent array on against Finland. We had teams that had one or two reds, but most of those reds were already getting taken out. Okay, the big bloody red is the fucking bloody KOE. Nobody wants to fight KOE, and I don't blame them because KOE has some freaking strong ass mechanics that Mark has put in the game, and I'm gonna call out Mark for that. All right, but anyways, we throw out Saurian Ancients. They give us Sylvan Elves, and they give us somebody else. We ended up throwing back the Sylvan Elf, or we ended up taking the Sylvan Elf, throwing back the other one. So what ended up happening here is we ended up having, I think we threw out Jesse, and when we threw out Jesse, there was or no, we didn't throw out Jesse. I think they threw out Demons, and when they threw out Demons, Jesse actually had that as a green match or a yellow match, and we ended up throwing out Jesse. We ended up throwing out Jorge. And what ended up happening is I think we had Orko in the hand, and again, this is the second time I had Orko in the hand, but what ended up happening was we ended up getting Orko for the second time against the KOE, and Orko was like, come on, man, again. And, for the record, I know I didn't explain this one as well as the other ones because I didn't have the picture-by-pictures, but we end up having Charlie on a green, all right? Neil on a green, Euron and myself on a green, Gonzalo on a green, Jesse on a yellow, alright? Our Infernal Dwarf player, Jorge, he actually had this as a yellow, okay, and one red. So the way I look at it is we got 5 greens, 2 yellows, 1 red, okay? If we actually do well in this game, we're going to do really well. I don't think this was a bad match. It's just the fact that I felt shitty because this is the second game in a row that I got Orko on KOE, and his list was not built to take KOE. It just wasn't. We ended up having our meeting, and we talked about it, and I'm like, Orko, man, and he just looked at me and he goes, I promise you I won't come back with 0 points. Again, he tells me this. I know how he feels. I know exactly how he feels because the first day I felt that way. The first day I was just kind of sour and bitter. I was not that, like, my team was excited. We destroyed Slovenia the first round. We were doing good, but I lost. Second game, we had a small loss, but I kicked my own ass, and I know that I know that Lucas feels the same way because we had a small loss and his match was a bad match. So I know how he feels, right? We're going to see how this game goes though. All right? So I ended up playing the Highborn Elf player, and he's actually the captain. Pieri, I don't know. Pizza, I don't know. I'm really sorry, but I'm not Finnish, and I don't know how to speak Finnish, and I don't know how to pronounce Finnish names, and it's okay. It just is what it is. But anyways, guys, so he ended up taking, I think it's a Cosmo Master. Let's go over his list really quick, actually, and see what he has here. He has a Prince on a Griffin. That's his general. He has a Mage, Wizard Master of Cosmology. He has his BSB with the Kingrig Tower, Conrig Tower. He has his Sea Guard with the Banner of Discipline. He has a couple Ether Icons. He has his Highborn Spears, Lancers, Lion Guard with the Banner of Becalming, so he's stealing my channels. He has his Phoenix, his 13 Queen's Guards, or as I call them, bitches with bows. He has his 8 Grey Watchers and his 2 Sea Guard Reapers, okay? Honestly, I look at this list. I understand Lion Guard are meant to kill Koopa and Ruckus and all that. That's fine. his bitches with bows will shoot my trolls, but I don't think he does enough wounds to my trolls in the long run. In reality, excuse me, I'm more scared of his Seaguard Reapers, like poking at Zod, pulling wounds out in Zod, or just kind of fucking me up in the long run. And I'm kind of scared of his Griffin. The Lion Guard, like I said, they're gonna do what they do. Let's go over his magic. He got Favor of Miletus. He has Ice and Fire. He has Unity of Divergence, Perception of Strength. He also got Quicksilver Lash, Awaken the Beast. And then for myself, I ended up rolling Awaken the Beast on the Wizard Crown. I ended up taking Scorching Salvo, which I kind of regret to be honest. Pyroclastic Flow Fireball and Enveloping Embers. Okay. He deploys. I want to say I deployed everything first. It looks like I did. I'm just skipping ahead. I did deploy everything first. Okay, so I deploy everything first. And what he ended up doing, I think we were doing marching columns. So we're doing marching columns. We're doing spoils of war. We have 3 spots, right? There's one in the field. There's one in the ruins. There's one on the left side on the hill, but like on the other side of the hill. The hill actually creates an illusion of where I'm going to drop or not drop, right? So I started dropping from left to right. Okay, I knew for a fact my Black Orcs were going to go on the left, try to grab that objective, and leave it alone, right? And I kind of was hoping if he decided to go left side heavy, I was going to drop everything else on the right side and go for this objective on this side, right? So I ended up going ahead and I dropped the Black Orcs. He drops the Knights. I dropped my Giant next to the Black Orcs. He drops his Sea Guard, or his Spears, right? I dropped the K-Pack. He drops, I actually think... there might be another unit to the left there, or he drops his War Machines in the middle, right? At that point, I drop everything more towards the right. I put the center and the right. I put the Savages right next to the building, going straight for that objective. I put the Trolls, the other Goblins, and Koopa on the right side, and Zod is in the center, right? I don't deploy my scouts yet, obviously, that's not where they're at, but what ended up happening is this caused him to split his army. He ended up, I was like, oh shit, everything's on the right side, let me put my Lion Guard on the right side, let me put my Sea Guard on the right side, let me put my Queen's Guard on the right side, and he kind of, had like a scurry, more or less, like, oh shit, like, it kind of created like a, what's the word I'm looking for? But it kind of changed his perspective on how he was going to deploy, because now I'm right side heavy versus left side heavy. All right. Oh, he put the Phoenix down first. That's what it was. All right. So here's pictures of his armies. There's his Phoenix. There's his Lancers. There's his Spears, Bolt Throwers, Queen's Guard, Sea Guard, Lion's Guard, all the guards. All the guards. His Gryffindor. Alright, I deploy my scouts in the fields. He deploys his scouts trying to protect his bolt thrower after he realized, oh shit, I just gave you my bolt thrower. Alright, my Vanguard, I ended up vanguarding right up here, and this was a mistake. I was like, oh, I could actually Vanguard up to 6 inches up to a scouting unit or a vanguarding unit. This will be great, right? No, this is a mistake. I failed my fucking March check turn 1, all right? So let's go into turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 1, I failed that fucking March check. All right, so since I failed the March check, all I did was move out of his line of sight here. If he wants to charge me with his bitches with bows, I'm fine with that, but that's all he really has is a legal charge. But this causes, not confusion, but this causes like a ruckus. For another lack of a better word, it causes a ruckus because now he has these units so close to his squishy bolt throwers, and he doesn't know how to handle this at this moment, right? My Savages move up towards the objective. I keep my General hiding behind the Savages just so he doesn't get shot by these goddamn bolt throwers. If he does, it's going to be -2 because of, or is it 2, I think? Yeah, because of the fields, the forest, and the Savages, it will be -2. The K-Pack goes on the hill, and what I'm really trying to do here with the K-Pack is bait the Phoenix. I want to smack the Phoenix with the K-Pack, but I also want these Knights to come towards Ruckus. I think Ruckus could kill these Knights if given the proper opportunity, but I'm keeping them as a power couple right now, Ruckus and the K-Pack, okay? My Forest Goblins are chilling back away from that Griffin, and I'm keeping the Trolls fanned out to protect the Forest Goblins from that Griffin. If that Griffin wants to come forward, it's either going to have to deal with Trolls or Koopa. That's simple. That simple. There is a dead spot, I think, to the left of the trolls, but even then, the savages can wog and probably get in. So the griffin is kind of. I'm just trying to keep the griffin like stay back. That's going to be my objective. Okay. My goal here is to get these forest goblins to nuke the lion guard. I don't want to fight a full-on lion guard, and I know how many points they are. So let's go to magic. Magic. I go ahead and I do an enveloping embers. I end up doing it on this unit here, hoping to cause a lot more wounds than I did. I only killed off maybe 1 or 2 guys. That wasn't enough. Didn't do shit, really. Go ahead and I do the attribute here. Kill off one of these guys. Over here, shooting. My forest goblin starts shooting into the... Because this is the only guy I could shoot, was the goddamn general. I ended up doing a single wound through his 1-up armor. Or 3-up armor, whatever it is. And I ended up getting the wound off, and I was like, oh, shit. I didn't even expect that. Fucking little goblins. Fucking little goblins. Alright. That's it. It's going to start off turn 1. Highborn Elves. Highborn Elves, turn 1. He does something that makes me question why he did it. I understand why he did it, but at the same token, it was a lot. He turned the Sea Guard to shoot my Spider Riders because that's who he's more focused on. He's going to go ahead and move the little skirmishing units to go onto to try to shoot the Spider Riders. He's going to shoot as much as he can into the Spider Riders because he doesn't want these guys taking out his war machines. Okay? His Phoenix starts to fly towards the mass of the unit, to the the right side of the table, ignoring the Black Orcs, ignoring the Giant, ignoring the K-Pack, right? His Lancers don't move, his Spears don't move. He's actually staying back in this current moment. Magic, he gets a 2 on the Flux. He ends up going ahead and doing his Quicksilver Lash onto Koopa. He ends up doing 2 wounds to Koopa. Over here, he shoots 3 of these guys off, hoping to panic them. They don't panic. Phil Carl is not surprised, okay? Guys, so he ends up killing off the unit. I think he kills off the unit, yeah, by using every bow shot from the Sea Guard unit into that unit of spiders, killing off the spiders. All right, I think this was the bitches of bow shooting into my river trolls. They end up doing 2 wounds, and that's it. That's how the table looks. He ended up spending a lot of shots just trying to kill into the Spider Riders, allowing me to just kind of waltz up with the units, the heavier units, more or less. Okay, it's gonna start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 2. Orcs and Goblins, turn 2. Oh, Ruckus! Ruckus moves up there. I'm like, let these Lancers charge into Ruckus. There's only 5 of them, okay? They're probably going to get 4 or 5 hits, but they're only trained 5, so they're only going to get about maybe 3 wounds, and it's going to give Ruckus more attacks back into these squishy little elves. So I was like, come on, come hit me, horsey boys. And they don't. They actually don't. But my Black Orcs go up to the objective, grab the objective. They can't grab it yet. They'll grab it on the next turn. But so did my Savages. My Savages walked up as much as I can. I'm not scared of a unit of 20 spears with my big-ass brick of Savages. So I go ahead and I grab the objective here, holding it tight. And I'm staying in the forest just so I won't get shot easy. My K-Pack is on the hill. The K-Pack can be shot pretty easy, and so can my Trolls. But that's about it. Magic! Go ahead. And I get a 5 on the Flux. Go ahead, and I think this is like a Pyro Flow here. I end up killing off 3 of his Lion's Guard. That looks like that's all that happened in Magic. I was going to say in Pyromancy. But that looks like it's all that happened in Magic. Shooting, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Green Guard and the BGKs into the Lion's Guard. And I end up killing off a shit ton more. I mean a shit ton more. He had 18 of these guys originally. Now he's down to 6. I've killed 12 of these guys with Pyromancy and shooting. I know they have the 3-up armor against range. Non-magical range, I think it is. But, I'm just picking these guys apart. I can't have them as a full unit trying to fight Koopa. Speaking of Koopa, Koopa shoots into the Sea Guard, ends up killing off 1 Sea Guard. That's about it. It's going to start off turn 2, Highborn Elves. Highborn Elves, turn 2. His Griffin is still moving back. His Phoenix is starting to threaten the flank of my Trolls. He's chaffing me with his little skirmishing unit. The skirmishers have been fucking alive. His Lion Guard reform and move back. His Sea Guard is moving back. He's basically backing off the objective. At this point, I already realize I'm going to grab the objective. This is how the table looks on this side. This side, he really has nowhere else to go with the Lancers, with the Ruckus. Oh, I forgot to count the Lancers. The Lancers are 240 points. So, But his spears don't really move much. They're kind of watching the K-Pack, kind of watching the savages, but he thinks he's in a safe spot. All right. Magic. He ends up getting Unity of Divergence. I think I actually tried to stop this, but he outrolled me. So he ends up killing off. Look at this: 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of my Forest Goblins, including my champion here, which is kind of I don't want the champion to be dead, but it is. These Grey Watchers are going to shoot into Koopa. They end up doing a hit which causes Fey Miasma, but it doesn't do it in wounds. His Queen's Guard, his bitches with bows, who, by the way, are stationed behind a forest, are shooting into the trolls. They end up doing, looks like 3 wounds into the trolls. Trolls are starting to lose bodies, but it's okay. The Sea Guard are going to shoot into Koopa. Oh my god, they end up getting 3 wounds off into Koopa. God damn it. The Bolt Thrower shoots into the trolls, kills off 1 more troll, and that is it, guys. I'm going to give you guys a 3-second warning on a 3, a 2, and a 1. Wog! God damn, this is a good wog. Alright, so Ruckus charges into Lancers. Lancers fail their terror. They run off the table. Ruckus fails to redirect. Okay. The K-Pack needs a 10 on the charge with the wog into that. Look at that. That's fucking 20 inches. That is crazy. The K-Pack is going into that unit of spears. Alright? And just to make sure, my Feral Orcs are going into that unit of spears as well. I think they needed maybe like a 8 or a 9. Maybe a 9, right? What ends up happening, and the trolls are going to go ahead and kill the rest of the Grey Watchers. I am not counting points proper, guys. God damn. Trolls are going to get in. That's an easy gimme. Alright? I got to reroll with the K-Pack. K-Pack, boom, gets in. Savages, boom, they get in. He did not expect it. I didn't expect both of them to get in, but they both got in. Holy shit. Holy shit. He was like, oh my god, this is bad. Not only is it bad for him, but now that I got both units in, I could overrun into that Bolt Thrower, right? I was trying to overrun into the Phoenix, to be fair, but I got to overrun into the Bolt Thrower, and that just puts him in a really bad spot, okay? Wow. Alright, Magic. I got a 8 on the Flux. I mean, when it rains, it pours. It pours. Get off a Scorching Salvo, end up doing a couple wounds onto his Sea Guard and his Lion Guard. Don't do shit to his general, right? Doesn't really look like I did too much with Magic. I might have failed something, and he just was like, oh, whatever. Close combat. Holy fuck. I think he kills maybe 2 savages. Maybe. I mean, impact hits with the chariots, impact hits with the big Stabadon. I just kill. I pretty much wipe out the unit. I don't even think I had to chase them. I think I literally killed 20 spears. Okay, guys? So, I destroy the unit. The Phoenix doesn't panic. The K-Pack overruns into the Bolt Thrower. Like I said, I reform my Feral Orcs to face this way in case his Phoenix wants to come in. But holy shit. At this point, my opponent, Pierre, however you say his name, calls the timeout. He's like, dude, I am not going to win this. He looks at it. I mean, he's the captain. And he tells his coach or his teammate, I'm not going to win this. And they started talking, and they were going at it. In all honesty, okay, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I could be a dick and be like, yo, your 3 minutes on your timeout was up like 5 minutes ago. They had a very long timeout. I know it was a very long timeout because this guy was playing somebody else, and they were like, why is the guy taking so long? And I'm like, he's in the timeout. I gave him time. I got a drink. I know it's a favorable position for me, and I'm letting him maybe get some ideas on how to get out of this situation because the K-Pack are about to run and ruin his day. Holy shit, the Savages are about to run and ruin his day, and if he really wants to commit to charging the front of the Trolls with 2 units that are not going to break their steadfast and then let Koopa flank them, is going to ruin his day. So, they go ahead and they decide, after the timeout, again, it was a very long timeout, to charge the remaining Lion Guard into Koopa, okay? So, it's going to be his turn. Highborn Elves, turn 2, I think it was. He's going to charge into Koopa. Koopa standing shoots. I think I killed 1. Over here, he moves his Phoenix here, which I thought was kind of like an overrun into the Phoenix. I wasn't really sure. Oh, he failed his march check. The whole point was to get the Phoenix out of the way and make the march check and get the fuck out. He fails the march check, so now he's like, shit, I can't go anywhere. So I think he doesn't settle on that spot. I think he moves somewhere else with the Phoenix. All right, his Sea Guard move all the way up here because what he's gonna do is, since he tied down Koopa with the Lion's Guard, he's gonna threaten my Goblins over here. Now, as you can see, my Forest Goblins, my characters actually ditched the unit of Forest Goblins due to the fact that he did a Unity of Divergence. I said, fuck it, I'm going to just put my Goblins over into this unit, right? But he's getting out of line of sight of the Trolls. He's basically just going to go try to kill my characters. Magic, he gets a 1 on the Flux, goes ahead and he gets Perception of Strength off on this unit. This kind of hurts me. The bitches with bows are going to shoot into my Trolls. They end up killing off a couple more Trolls. Ouch. Over here, I destroy the freaking, he stayed there. Holy crap. I destroy the Bolt Thrower, overrun into his Phoenix. Over here, he ends up killing Koopa. Koopa, you fat bastard, you. And it's going to start off turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. Turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. Oh, man. I'm going to charge. I mean, why not? Why not? Savages could charge the flank of the bitches with bows. They can't stand and shoot. So, I need like a 10. It looks like a 10. I mean, it's a pretty long charge, but I got nothing to lose. Really, I don't. I'm going to charge the Trolls. Since I can't see the flank of the Sea Guard, I'm going to charge the Trolls into the repeater. Trolls fail. Savages fucking nail it. Boom! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that is brutal. I am so sorry, Pierre. Oh, man. The Ruckus comes over this way. He's going to try to help out the little boys with the big birdie. I just make sure to keep Zod out of his line of sight of any charges. I ditch my characters out of the unit of the Goblins just to come out to this unit of Goblins. Plus, they are also standing about 16 inches away from that unit, so he can't charge my 2 characters. He can charge my common Goblins all he wants. They're Goblins. They're made to die. Alright, but the Trolls fail, like I said. It doesn't really matter. Magic get a 6 on the Flux. Go ahead, and it doesn't even, I don't even really have what happened in Magic. I think I just killed some Sea Guard. And as for this over here, my impact hits, I fucking flub it. I think I only got 2 chariots in, by the way. Okay, so I only got 2 chariots in, and I get like a 5 on the impact hits. That's it. I'm like, well, that was bound to happen. I end up doing 2 wounds. He ends up doing, I think, more than 2 wounds, but we're gonna stay there for that turn. Over here, the Savage Orcs just, they fucking ripped apart the fucking Queen's Guard. They ripped apart the Queen's Guard, and guess what? They're gonna overrun, and they fucking overrun right into that Bolt Thrower. That's like an 8 or a 9 on the charge, and the Savages are just like, and just going into the next one. These fucking guys are unleashed. These guys have been waiting to do this for, you know how many goddamn games they've been waiting to do some shit like this. This is the reason why I would originally take them, because they would go on fucking rampages like this, and this game is the game that they get to go on that rampage and just rip apart shit. It's gonna start off turn 4 or Highborn Elves. Highborn Elves turn 4. My opponent, he is flustered right now. That's probably the word I was looking for, was flustered, okay? He stays out of line of sight of Zod. He stays out of line of sight. And he's just trying to, again, pin my characters in, but he really can't. He decides to go for the Trolls. He actually commits to going towards the Trolls, right? He looks at this, and this is one of the things that you'll see it in a second. He looks at the distance between the Savage Orcs and his Sea Guard, and he's like, that's like a 15 or a 16. There's just no way they could reach me in that distance. He thinks about it for a while. He thinks about leaving them there. He thinks about reforming to face Zod. He's thinking that I'm going to have to go through the ruins. If Zod goes in, I'm going to go start killing off his characters. That's the truth. Challenge him out, kill him. Challenge him out, kill him, right? So he puts himself in this like line formation, and he's just basically going to stay out of range, try to shoot me more. Alright, Magic gets 8 on the Flux, goes ahead and he does like an Ice and Fire here, kills off a bunch of common goblins. It was Ice and Fire. Huh. Over here is going to shoot into the common goblins, kills off a couple more. I'm down to 6. He has killed 14 total this turn. Alright, I don't panic. Alright. Up here, what he did not expect was I kill the bolt thrower again, and I overrun. And after I overrun, he goes, "Shit, I forgot about overrun." Oh, I'm like, yeah, it would have been 16, but my savages are on a fucking rampage. They are not stopping. They are just gonna keep on fucking going. I overrun like 6 or 7 inches this way, and he's just like, oh fuck. Turn 4, I think it was. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins. Ruckus. Ruckus is trying to protect or kill the big birdie. The Phoenix obviously has killed my K-Pack. I think I failed the fear check. The impact didn't do enough wounds, and he eventually has killed me on this round of combat. So I haven't done a single wound there. So Ruckus could potentially fuck this guy up. I think I needed like a 6 on the dice. I roll a 5. All right. Savages! Savages going into the rear here. You know what? I don't care that Ruckus has failed because the Savage Orcs are on a fucking roll. So the Savages are going to charge in, and he decides, I'm going to fucking... he's like, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to fucking flee. So he flees right into Zod's line of sight. Zod charges him, pushes them this way. The Goblins, those 6 Goblins, are going to push that whole block off the table. Pushing them off the table, that was like his mage, his BSB, the Sea Guard themselves. He literally, I don't even think the Goblins did. I think it was just Zod and the Savage Orcs. Now the Savage Orcs have nobody else to charge. They are so confused on what to do because this game they came for blood, and that's what they came for. Okay, so they are just so confused right now what the fuck to do in this field of nothingness over here. Zod can't charge into shit. His Lion Guard walked back onto the table that turn. Like I said, Ruckus failed his charge here. And yeah, I'm just going to stumble forward into the ruins. That's how the table looks, minus the Sea Guard. Don't ignore them on the left there. Magic got a 7 on the flux. Go ahead and do a Pyroclastic Flow. I wipe out the remaining Lion Guard that were there. It's going to start off turn 5. Highborn Elves. Highborn Elves turn 5. He does the double charge. At this point, he's just hoping to get a point. He even says this. He's like, hopefully this gets me 1 point. Hopefully I just don't die to these trolls. I'm going to try to get 1 point. So charges the Phoenix into the trolls, charges his Hippogriffin into the trolls. His Griffin, not even Hippo. And he gets in with both. Boom, boom. All right. He has no magic. He has no shooting. He has those 2 characters. 2 characters. I go ahead and I puke. Bleh! I end up doing 2 wounds onto his Griffin. His Griffin is about to die, okay? I do 1 onto his Phoenix, okay? They end up killing off my back row. I need a Leadership 9, which that's what I'm at, Leadership 9. I fail. I roll a 10. They run. He chases. And I think he just pushed me through, but he doesn't run that far on purpose, so he doesn't face the Savages. And was that the last turn of the game? I think we might have timed out there, and we decided that was going to be the last turn. You know, turn 6, wink, wink. I think that's what happened, unless it was turn 6 and we just did the combats. It's very possible that's what happened, to be fair, because my Pharaohs were facing the wrong way on my turn 5. Yeah, that's what happened. On my turn 5, the Pharaohs were facing the wrong way. So I must have been in combat, stuck a steadfast, did a wound, didn't do shit the next round. Then I turn around the Savages on my turn, and he just doesn't want to charge because why would he? Why would he charge into the Savages? He's about to die. Anyways, guys, that was that. That was a brutal massacre. It was a very brutal massacre. I actually feel bad for my opponent. Not really, but at the same time, he didn't even want to do the interview afterwards. He was like, I don't have anything positive to say. I told him the truth. I said, listen, man, I played Dan a lot. I played High Elves a lot going into Warhammer in general. It was one of the first armies I learned that was a counter army. You know, like I literally would play it all the time that I always think how to handle High Elves. And I told him it was a bad match. I had it as a green match. I knew it was going to be a green match. He told me he rated me a yellow. And he was just hoping, since he's a skilled player, that he would be able to hold points from my list. So I got a big win. All right, let's go over. I actually have a little cheat sheet today. Okay, we had lunch. We talked about Charlie going first. We did the game. So for my team, let's go over my team real quick. Turn 4. Let's see if I can get the whole party back to team match. There we go. All right. Gonzalo got a small win against Sylvan Elves. Okay, he got a small win. He got a 12-8. Orko comes back with 4 points. And again, Orko is angry. He feels, in Argentina. And I again, Orko, I feel you, bro. I feel you. When he went as a mercenary in Team Argentina in last year, 2021, and he got 81 points or 86 points. He got really high up there. He was one of the top players of the ETC that year, okay? I feel you. I got 87 points in 2019, okay? I got 87 points in ETC. I feel exactly how you feel, Orko. You didn't get those big points this round, this year. And you're like, man, I'm better than this. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll suck it up. I gave Orko 2 bad matches. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. It was one of those scenarios that somebody was going to get the Kingdom of Aquitaine. Charlie brings it up to me, and he brings up a good point. He's like, I should have just tried to get the Kingdom of Aquitaine against Jesse. Since Jesse, I kept trying to get Jesse good matches, and it kept backfiring. Okay? But Orko getting 4 points, it hurts him, right? Neil's a fucking stud, man. Neil is at 13 points on Vampires. Vampires that was red on everybody else. Neil comes back with 13 points. Joff had a huge fucking win. 19 points. I think I walked by Joff's game, and the guy literally had 1 unit sitting in the corner, and he's like, I'm not even going to bother moving it. There's no point in me moving it because it's just going to die. I was like, God damn, Joff, what did you do? Jesse ended up getting a huge loss against Demons. He is not a big fan of Demons at all. I got 19 points on this. That guy killing my trolls at the end got him 1 point out of my army. But I was teasing Joff that I would beat him this round, and we actually tied. Jorge got a huge fucking win. Good job, Jorge. He ended up killing off warriors, and it's the same thing that we were bringing up before. I think it's a mix of 2 things. Number 1 is he fights heavy armored troops at home more, so he was more prepared for an army like this. And 2, like I said, he was explaining how he peels off knights, and this is one of those armies that he could just peel off knights. Charlie got a big win with 16 points. We ended up getting a total of 99 to 61. We gave them that 1 point, which was the 1 point of my damn trolls. Guys, it was a huge fucking win for Team Mexico. Team Mexico got a huge win. It ends up putting us pretty high up there, I think. And let me see if I can actually pull this up. It ends up putting us up at team rankings at the end of round 4. So I'm going to talk about this for a second. It ends up putting us up at 5th place, okay? Now, I know this says 6th place, okay? This is something that comes up, and it's going to come up at the end of the tournament. It ends up coming up. You got a lot of people already know this, okay? Poland was not in 5th place. Poland was like in, I don't know, 8th or 9th place or something down there with negative 9 points, 9 penalty points. So it wasn't in my radar. It wasn't in our radar because they were at negative 9. Now, if you look, mine says negative 2. It says Mexico 354 minus 2, so 352. Uncapped 378 minus whatever. So it actually affects our score on who we play those penalty points, right? Poland had like negative 9 at this point, okay? So when I look at the score, I'm thinking, well, hell, we're going to play France, we're going to play Switzerland, or we're going to play Belgium. One of those 3, based on the fact that I forgot if Spain played Denmark or somebody played, or France played Switzerland. I forgot who played who, but somebody played somebody, and I was like, oh, we might not even fight them. And if they play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, then we're playing Belgium. So we actually thought we were playing Belgium. I just did a video with Pascal, like, we might play you, ha ha ha, right? And I was telling Pascal how, we played Belgium before. We barely beat Belgium before, so it would be a good rematch, right? So we leave, and I'll get back to Poland in a second. I'll get back to this explanation. I'm going to put it into your perspective from what I'm going to. I'm looking at this guy's army, which is beautiful, by the way. During this time that we're talking about where we're going to eat, what we're going to do, all that kind of jazz, right? And what ended up happening is Hermanard comes up to me. Now, I haven't even seen Hermanard for 2 days at this point, and I'm staying in the same place as Hermanard is. And Hermanard's like, how come I don't see you? And I'm like, dude, we don't see you. We came home last night. Where were you? And he was like, I was out clubbing. right? And I don't even know when Hermanard slept. I have no fucking clue if Hermanard even did sleep. And for the record, I asked him a couple days ago, "Did you even sleep?" And he goes, "In Italy? No." Right? But he tells me, "How are we staying in the same house and never see each other?" And I go, I feel the same way. We only have one more day in the ETC, right? So let's go hang out. Let's have fun. We're in fifth place. We're all, we think we're in fifth place. We're all excited. We're all like, yeah, we just came off a big win. We're at a big high, right? Amanda's like, "I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's just go to the beach." So I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go, Amanda." So Amanda and I met with Charlie, Lucas, and Jesus and Gonzalo, and we all went to the beach. We all swam in the water. We had a good time while the sun was up. Okay, uh, Neil met us out there. Euron eventually got out there. By the time Euron got out there, I think we were getting out of the water, so we were just like, all right, we're done. We're done with the fucking water, right? This was probably, to be honest, the funnest night I had. The funnest night out there I had, because I was able to enjoy the time out there. I was enjoying the vacation. I was enjoying it, and Hermanard actually made a comment to me today about this, that we didn't spend enough time because we had to bike up the fucking mountain. All right, so we decide to eat. We meet up with my brother. We meet up with Euron. Hermanard's like, "No matter what you do, we're going with you, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna hang out." And I said, "Hermanard, you think I'm going clubbing or some shit? I'm not. I'm a fucking nerd, man. We're gonna go out there and be like, how do we defeat Belgium? How do we get our fucking first match against Belgium?" And he's like, "What? You don't think I will? I'll talk to you about that. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out, right?" So we get out here. Well, this is a little like strip area where they had a bunch of like little restaurants. We got kicked out of the first restaurant, by the way. And the guy was like, "No, no, no, no." And we're like, "We're just want to put these tables together." "No, no, no, no." Whatever. So we end up getting a place. It's a pizza place, right? And we all sit together, right? And Hermanard shows up with Inger and Halvard, right? And we ended up getting Euron here working on people's massages, and we're starting to talk about, you know, who we're going to play on Belgium, how we're going to play on Belgium, and all of a sudden, around this time, we're having a good time, okay? We're having a good time. We're having pizza, and I hear, "Fuck!" out of Charlie's mouth, and I look over to Charlie, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "We're playing Poland." And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "What happened? How they had like 9 penalty points. What happened? Why are we playing Poland? We should have been playing Belgium." And he goes, "No, look." And we all look, and we're like, "Yep, we're playing Poland." Now, I literally have been looking at the Matrix for like an hour or 2 hours on Belgium. Okay, I've been looking at this fucking Matrix for like 2 hours on Belgium. So now I'm looking at the Matrix for Poland, and I'm trying to figure it out. And all the stories start coming out about what to expect with Poland, how what players have done what to and I'm like, "Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're not superhuman. They're people just like you and me. We could do this. We just got to make sure we get the right matches." All right. My Polish viewers already know what happened because they've seen the game on the Polish chats. Okay, but we'll get there when we get there, okay? This is my personality. This is what I'm telling my team. I'm trying to be uplifting. I'm trying to tell them, "Guys, we got this. We're going to do okay. Let me just figure out who to drop first." I've been thinking about this all night. Who are we going to drop first? Who are we going to drop first, right? Now, I'm thinking at the same time, like, maybe they'll switch it because why did the penalty points go away? And this is the only thing I'm going to say about that, about the penalty points. I'm not really inserting myself into the drama of Spain and Poland, okay? But what I am going to say is, if they got penalty points removed, which the ref said at the end of the tournament, they got penalty points removed because New Recruit was acting like a little bitch, which New Recruit was acting like a little bitch. Not that is not how they said it. That's how I am saying it, okay? But New Recruit was acting like a little bitch, but we got 2 penalty points for turning in lists late or turning in games late, right? And their 9 disappeared. Why don't our 2 disappear? That's all I'm curious about, is why didn't our 2 points disappear, and how come only theirs disappeared? I don't think another team in this tournament had points disappear. Now, it does bite them in the ass at the end of the tournament. That does happen, okay? But I'm more curious on why those points disappeared at this moment. Okay, it changes the matchup. It changes the night, and it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna play Poland. It's fine. I've never played Poland before. I played Furion once, and I lost just due to the fact that I should have been able to touch a unit that was fleeing through my other unit or something like that. We counted it the wrong way, and whatever. That game's years ago, and it was on UB, and whatever. Right? So I played Furion once. Okay, I've never played anybody else on the Polish team before, and it's fine. I'm actually excited to play Poland, but now I'm thinking 100%. Hermanar's there talking to me like, who are we going to drop first? And he started talking to me about different ways to think of the Matrix. And again, we're in 5th place. We're doing good. Or now we're in 6th place, I should say. But we're doing good, right? And Amanda and I are like, we have to go. And everybody's like, what, already? We got to go. I'm like, dude, we got like a 2-hour bike ride. We have a 2.5-hour bike ride. Okay? Now, we're leaving from this area that we're eating dinner at, and it's nowhere near the center of town like we normally are. We're on the north end of town. So we had to take the bike path. There was a different bike path we took all the way through the south, or through the water, or like by the water, all the way to the south of the mountain. We have not gone up the south of the mountain. Now, we did spot this fucking cool ass area right here, okay? And guys, this all goes into what the beginning of the next video starts off with, okay? Because the beginning of the next video is very important what happens, okay? So, and I really hope I can actually at least record it before I leave, then I'll edit it when I come back. But guys, this whole trip here was fucking amazing. It was beautiful. We saw a lot of sights. We saw a lot of people dancing, having fun, going to clubs, whatever. We saw a lot of Pesaro that we would have probably never have seen if we didn't rent these bikes, okay? The trip was still 2.5, almost to 3 hours. We're still complaining, both Amanda and I. I'm still trying to be positive, and I'm like, Amanda, listen, this is the last time we got to do this. This is the last uphill track we got to go. Tomorrow, it's all downhill. Tomorrow, it's all downhill. And I keep on trying to, push, this sucks. It does suck. 2.5 hours. We're going back to the place super sweaty still. And it's a fucking brutal bike ride. It really is a brutal bike ride. I have fucking done at least 15 hours of cardio in the last 3 days, okay? And we saw so much of the fucking city. Like I said, I didn't care what the fuck I ate out there. And unfortunately, I still have that habit now because I ate so much on Unhinged that I built this habit. So I'm trying to cut back now. But besides that, the whole bike ride, my mind is on, who are we playing and who are we putting first in Poland? We get to bed, I'm like, who are we putting against Poland? Who's the first drop on Poland? Who's the first drop on Poland? And I'm thinking of it, and guys, that's where I'm going to leave you on this video, guys. Let me see if I had anything else. We hung out with Hermanar, we had a nice time on the beach, we had a nice ride. Yeah, that was it, man. Guys, next game, I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be very entertaining. But we're going to play Poland, and I've been telling you guys this whole bike saga from the first day at ESC for this Poland story. And I'm going to tell you when it happens at the beginning of the next video, guys. Hope you guys join me there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I might just post up really quick because I'm not going to go over each one. I didn't put the points up right away, but my teammates, how they're doing, and you can see where their matrix is. But until next time, guys, take care. And peace.